Let's learn a little bit about a material you might not know the name for. This stuff. You'll regularly see it on railings and fences and in gates. It's often used the same way that rebar is used in concrete and like to hold on reef rack. It reinforces inside of a cement-like material. Sometimes you'll see it as a tread for a place that you need a grippy for your shoes. It's called expanded metal, and it was invented in the 1800s by some fellas who realized that if you took a piece of sheet steel, cut a bunch of slits in it, and then pulled it apart, you could get a lot more acreage out of your material than if it was all together. And it actually is very strong. These diamonds have an impressive compression strength, and it lets air and light through if you need something like that, or if you have a grate where you need dirt to fall through. And the way it's made, and I'm actually going to be asking a question about this for people who are in material science because I want to hear about the plasma cutting version of this. The way this is usually made, and the way it was historically made, was you feed flat sheet steel through a machine and a knife comes down, a serrated knife. And it's offset so that it would punch like an inch slit here and here. And then it would advance and here, offset, advance, advance. And then it's also pulled at the same time so that when you're all done, you have these alternate diamonds made in a regular pattern. And they're a little bit atop of each other, if you can tell. It's got a natural non-skid tendency. And if you just go through another process of cold finishing it, squishing it flat, you get flat expanded metal. This one is not raised, it's all flat. Much more economical than using perforated steel, which is also an option. But you're starting with a sheet of steel with this one, and you're popping out a lot of it. A good share of the material that you started with is going to wind up on your floor. This costs a lot to make. Alternately, this material grows. You start with a little sheet and you pull it apart, and now you've got a large piece of expanded metal. You can get these in all different sizes and all different shapes. They're measured by the long way of the diamond and by the short way of the diamond, and then like the size of the webbing and what gauge material that you need. Here's a larger size than what I was showing. So if you're wanting to do a little project at home and you're like, I need that stuff it's like got holes, and they're like, chicken wire? No, it's all one piece. No, the things with the diamonds. Expanded metal, because that's just what it is. Slits cut and pulled open. My question for anyone who might know material science is, do they use plasma cutting for this? Because that's what I learned in college, and I know that they do make expanded metal by zipping a bunch of little slits in. Plasma cutting can be great for things that need to cut stop, cut stop, cut stop, cut stop, which is not what an oxy-fuel torch is good for. But plasma cutting can do it, just like CNC. So I couldn't find anything in a quick cursory search online before I made this video on expanded metal being made with plasma, even though that's what I was taught in college. Does anyone happen to know? Thank you for coming to my weld talk.